Hi, it's Jez here from Nigezza.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today. So I'm bringing you another junk journal video, and I've been making my own stamps, so faux stamps. So I've done them two ways. I've got an amazing punch, which I left on my desk like a numpty. So it's this rectangle postage stamp punch, which I just love. It's a Stampin' Up punch, and I just had to have it when I saw it. And it does punch the shape of a postage stamp. I mean, you can use like pinking shears or whatever, but I just love the fact that these are the actual right shape. So I have just used some digital images that I had from an Artie May's Vintage Days kit, because I am making a Vintage Days journal. Well, I'm making two. And so I just punched these directly out of the pictures and then stuck them on some coffee dyed paper to make them look like they've been ripped off an envelope. And then I did a second time where I made them to actually be stamps. So I've punched the coffee dyed paper, and then just trimmed the picture down to sort of fit on the inside. And so if you want to be precise, it's about 1 1/4 by 1 7/8 for your image size. But then I just cut them once they were done. I punched them both. I'll show you. So yeah, so more of those images. And then I thought, what else could I do? And so I started looking round, and I've got loads and loads of designer series paper. Some I don't like this one, but looks great as a stamp. And this one, that's from the same paper pack. And it means that you could, because sometimes you look through your stamps, not quite the right colour for your page. And this works really well. And then I did a couple of Christmas ones. So yeah, that's what I'm going to show you. And I've got some great sort of postage related stamps to go on them. So I'll show you what I did. Couldn't be simpler. I can move those to one side. So let me show you my stamps. So I've got this one for Christmas. So there's like quite a lot of choice there. And then I've got some Stampin' Up ones. So I love that because it's the right size, I think, for little. That one's quite big, but when you're making little things, sometimes you just want a little one. And then in this one, you've got this Paris one there, and then you've got the wavy lines, which I really like. I've used them before on pages to sort of decorate. So I've got digital images. So I've got these lovely portraits from Artie May's, and so that's like on one page of A4, but I shrunk it down to do 2 per page. So got lots of different images there that I could use for that one. I've got some freebies. So this one was from Happiness and Crafting. She does a freebie Friday, and I thought, oh, those would be perfect sizes. I've got this DSP, which is where those birds came from, and there's sort of nice florals there. And on the back of this one is those, I think, the swallows, aren't they? And some more. It wasn't my cup of tea, this paper. Oh, I seem to have used it. But I think they'll make lovely stamps. And the other thing I thought about is most junk journalers are like me. They go and shop in Oxfam and other places and pick up these gardening books. And there'd be great images in these books that you could just punch out for a stamp. Oh, actually, no, I'd keep those as slides and back them. But I flicked through, and there were a couple of little images that kind of jumped out at me, and I went, oh yeah, I can punch that. Can't believe I find one now, can I? So that's a bit big. That won't fit on my punch. Oh, come on, Jezebel, find it. Oh, we can just take one from there. So, the beauty about the punch is you can sort of put it in there, and you can sort of frame it, and you can see what would look nice. Oh, that would look nice. And just punch it out. How cute. So you can do that. Let's do one with some DSP. Let's do one I haven't done. Oh, get this out. Great big piece there. This was the one I liked I didn't mind the most. It's probably why I've still got a lot of it left. So we've got little birdies on little flowers. Cute. Love that. And then, so I'll show you several different ones. So let's use one of these like that. So punch that out, and then we just trim it down slightly. And then let's have one of these beautiful women. I need to slice that down a bit. I like that one with a tint on it. There we go. That will do for showing you. Okay, so I'm going to get my long scissors. So one way of doing this is just trim them down, and you sort of, there's a little bit that goes in there. So I go on that bit that goes in. I put my eye to the other end of my blade and snip. And carry on doing that. You could do it on a trimmer. I did do it on a trimmer to begin with. And then I just thought I'd just cut it, it's quicker. Okay, and then you take your tea dyed paper. I'm always saying coffee dyed paper, but it's actually tea. And then that fits in just nicely on there. And you could trim it a little bit more if it wasn't quite right. So that's quite cool. I'm going to leave that one as it is. These ones have to be trimmed down. I could have left that birdie as it was actually. So this one's going to have to be trimmed down because you can see the edges. Quite like the fact that it's got a frame. It's sort of helpful, that. There, that's a nice looking stamp. So if you buy printables, you should be able to, on your printer settings, set them to print multiples per page. So you might have a big image, and you just tell your printer, oh, I'll have 2 to a page, 4 to a page, and it'll print them, and then they'll be smaller, so you can get lovely ones like this ready. So let's I need 2 of these. Oh, get it in. Love this stamp. Have I said that before? Punch even. So cool. And I sometimes use it if I've got a little image, and I'll actually just feed the image in and just cut the end. I've done that before. I think I did that in my last video. So that's those. That one we're going to keep like that, and I'm going to show you how I did that one to make it look like it was on a, oh, get me words out, on an envelope. So you've ripped it off an envelope to stick in. So I'm using soft suede here, and that I'm just going to go around the edges to define the edges a bit. I might do a project one day without inking. Ooh. Maybe. So keep going round. And then we'll do this one. I quite like that this one's got like numbers on it as well. It's a bit shiny, don't bother me. Not too shiny. So don't bother me. Real stamps can be a bit shiny as well, so that works. And I've just remembered something else that I was going to show you as a possibility. And let's see if that now stays in my head. It may not. Right, and the other thing, some of them need a bit of distressing because they're a bit white. Oops. So let's bring in Don't want to get ink all over, so make them look a little bit more aged. So I've got crumb cake here, the brown blending brush, and we just come in just to give a little bit of a sepia tinge to that, so it's not bright and in your face. That works. Same with this. Bit too bright, that. Tone it down a bit. And although that is a vintage photo, just for the hell of it, we'll put a bit more of that on. And the same with this one. I just can't not ink. Gotta get it inked. There we go. So that'll do nicely. So then, did I do that one as it flipped over? Didn't even do it. Oh, drop my sponge. There it is. Oh, bend down. Hard work, that. So, we had a glorious sunny day yesterday and went out for a walk. It was the 1st of Feb. We said we have really got to make the effort going out every day. I mean, we had 2 weeks of we couldn't leave the house when we was ill, and it was like, we haven't gone out enough, the weather's been rubbish, we need to get out. So it was lovely yesterday, so we did go out for a walk, and today it's like monsoon. It's wet, it's horrible, and I have no option but to go out today because I've got to go for a blood test at the hospital, unfortunately. So that's that. Oh, door, he might be in a meeting, excuse me. Oh, run up downstairs, not really my thing. And what's spooky, I was just talking about going out for walks, and I ordered myself Sunday night a fitness watch. I've got a really old Fitbit that my sister had bought second hand for her granddaughter, and she let me have it because she bought her a new one for her birthday. So I got that a couple of years ago when I was doing a charity thing of walking 10,000 steps a day for the whole of July. It was a few years back, and signed up for it, and so I needed something to count my steps, so she gave me that, but it was really tight on the wrist because it was for my great niece, who was at the time, I don't know, 17, something like that. So it is quite tight on the wrist, and because I've got an inflammatory disorder, I sometimes get quite swollen, so I don't wear my rings anymore, and so it used to get quite tight sometimes, and also I used to it needs charging every single day, and I wanted to track my sleep, so a bit rubbish. So this one, and I had to take it off to go in the shower. This one's waterproof. It'll last about a week battery, so that's brilliant. So we've got that. Actually, I've just took that away, and actually I want it because I'm going to stamp off. So yeah, I get chatting then and I forget what I'm supposed to be doing. So now this is the one that we want to look a little bit like it's torn off. You could just rip, but I've got a ripping ruler, so I am just going to rip that edge down. Like so, bin that, and then we'll rip a little bit down the edge here. I was reminded the other day, I was watching somebody, and what I used to always do when I was ripping to make it easier was to get a little paintbrush about where you want it, that's quite a thick one, about where you want to rip, and you just run your little paintbrush down, so along there, and it rips easier. And I had completely forgot about that. And sometimes I do struggle a bit, like easy peasy lemon squeezy to do that one. So go down there-ish. And I might have done that a little bit wide. Yeah, I might take a little bit off the edge there. Down in the water. I think particularly if you're going close to the edge, it helps make that a little bit easier. There, and that looks a little bit like you've just ripped that off an envelope. They were my thoughts. You know what thought did? So, and then I'll just ink around the edges a bit. There's enough ink left on this. And then when you do your stamping as well, you'll get it on this as if it really has. You'll overlap to this, so it really will look like it's been ripped off an envelope. So let's just stick this down. I'm just using Tombow here. Very strong glue. So put that on there. There we go. Glad I went around the edges because that's kind of disappearing into the colour there. I still like it. Right, and then we're going to use our stamps to go over. So I've got my little Stampin' Up ones. I like them. I'm going to stamp in soft suede because it's a bit darker. So that one, I've got which way up it is. It's the other way. Not that it really matters. So I'm going to put that one down in the corner there. That one there so we can see it. There we go. And then this one that's like the other postmark. Stick up in the corner there. Really, really effective, I think. Love this stamp. You can stamp off and make that a little bit lighter. And that is my stamps. And I've just remembered the other thing that I was gonna do, but how cool are they? And they'd look lovely. You could use them just stuck on a page, or you could use them in little tucks that you could write a few little messages on. I just think they're lovely. I love them. I've got lots and lots of stamps, and sometimes they're not the right colour, and these kind of help you match your colours a bit better. So, and my last idea, I'll just get my embossing folder. So I've got this embossing folder that looks like old distressed paper. So I thought this might look quite nice if I emboss these to make them look like they've been sat around for ages, because they will have been sent places, wouldn't they? They would have gone off in the post. So let's get those embossed. Need to change my sandwich because it's a thick one. So if I remember rightly what my sandwich is for this one. I think that's my sandwich. We'll find out, won't we? No, it's not. Maybe another piece of card. You can buy little some other plates to go with this, but I just find playing with card works. There we go. I like to make do and mend rather than spend more money. There we go. Move this out of the way. Don't normally bring a big shot on camera, but I thought this is such a quick job. And let's have a big reveal of what they're like. So, don't know if that's showing on camera. It certainly shows on the back. But that is what they're like. Look even more distressed. Loving it. And you could, to pick up those colours a bit more, you could go over with your blending brush to pick up some of those colours a bit more. And make it look a bit more distressed. So there we go. Hope you liked that idea. You could say use just pinking shears to have the same effect, but this is it with that punch. Shall I try a bit with pinking shears? So I've got my pinking shears. You might have those kiddie scissors that have got all the different shapes on, like that one. So just cut it out. So it'd be good to do a comparison, won't it? So that's that. And then where's my paper? So I could just rip down that edge there. Using water really does make a difference. I tried there without, just thought, oh, let's go and have a little look. But yeah, using your water really helps. Put some water down there. Helps if you're just ripping as well, as opposed to just using one of these, because it just weakens the paper a little bit at the point of where you're ripping. And that's just helpful. So where's my little Dalby Brawberry? And I'm going to actually not ink over the top right now. I'm going to emboss it and then ink over the top. And see what difference that makes. Cute. So just stick that on. I say these are, you know, pinking shears, they're zigzag, so they're not quite the right shape for a stamp, but may not be bothered. Actually, that ripping ruler is quite good as well to just rip round, to be fair. So I'm going to emboss that and then ink it up. There we go. So that's it run through the embossing folder. So now I thought I'm going to try and ink that up now, and it may just pick up. Just dropped it. It just flew off. How did that happen? So now if we ink up, it might just bring up the raised bits, a bit more ink on it, just to give options, like options, because you might get different looks doing things in different ways. And it is don't know if that's coming out as visible, but it is giving you a slightly different look there by doing it that way. So that is embossed before, you know, inked before, inked after. I think you're getting more of a shadow there with it. So that's the difference between using the punch, using pinking shears, and then let's show you one I made today, doing it. That's those two done in the same way. So hope you like those ideas. And now, unlike me, because I'm normally not quite so organised, those are going in my folders. So the ones that are Vintage Days related, they're going in this one, because this is my Artie Mays Vintage Days embellishment holders. So they're going in there, ready to go on my next page. And I have, you know, these have been so useful to just have on my desk. Well, they're not on my desk, they're actually on the floor. And then these ones are other random things that I've made to go in here, stamps and stuff. So I've used that punch before with just stamping on to make little embellishments as well. So yeah, hope you like that. I will put pictures and everything over on my blog that you can go and have a look, and there'll be a link to my shop where you can buy the punch if you want it. Okay, I'll see you again on Friday for another Stampin' Up video, and then Saturday I'm combining Stampin' Up and junk journaling. So I'm making a junk journal, very small one, with Stampin' Up products. So I like it when the two combine. Okay, see you again soon. Bye.